In this process, the European Union has figured most prominently. It therefore deserves the Nobel Peace Prize.
At a time of uncertainty, this day reminds people across Europe and the world of the Union's fundamental purpose.
Mjere štednje nisu neka osobita novost. Omiljena su metoda rasipnih političara koja rijetko donosi brz oporavak.
So the things are moving, and I think the politicians understand that both of the processes going deeper in the integration and extending the membership are actually the two sides of one coin.
Naši politiki izgovor, da tako niso nič krivi, ker je to Evropska unija. Ne? In seveda, tako nekako se mi zdi, da je kalna voda je, ne? Nekako je, in v kalni vodi se da dobro golfati. Jaz mislim, da so politiki vedno skušnjavi za to, da bi golfali, ne? Da bi si nagrabili stvari. Ne? In mislim, Evropska unija takšna, kot je zdaj, jim to zelo, zelo omogoča.
Na europskim ulicama stalno iste slike. Sve veća masa obespravljenih, sve manje plaćenih i sve više ucjenjivanih.
Oggi siamo qui perché abbiamo deciso che dobbiamo tornare in piazza per i nostri diritti, perché abbiamo deciso che questo governo non ci rappresenta e queste misure di austerità che stanno mettendo in atto con tutti questi tagli sono totalmente antidemocratici.
Posljedica toga je galopirajuća stopa nezaposlenosti, 25 milijuna Europljane bez posla s tendencijom daljnjeg rasta.
Mislim, da poteka v Evropi pravzaprav, ali pa na svetu, neka globalna vojna. Ne? Ena globalna vojna, brez orožja sicer, ampak ta vojna ni nič slabša. Treba je podrediti, treba Evropo spraviti na Evropo dveh slojev ljudi, zelo, zelo bogatih in zelo, zelo revnih, ker te zelo, zelo revni bojo cenena delovna sila za evropske zelo, zelo bogate ljudi.
Za moje pojme je več minusov. Pa določeni minusi, da smo izgubili kar veliki del samoupravljanja. Recimo, kar Facebook diktirajo pač Merklova, Sarkozy, bivši.
Evropska unija prav gotovo ni rešitev, ampak je del problema.
Britanci su izrazito alergični kada se spomene jačanje Brisela. Za većinu stanovnika otoka Unijina je administracija onako već previše moćna i preskupa. Dodavanje takvoj slici elemenata federalizma vodi razdvajanju putova kojima idu London i Briselu.
My vote would probably be no, just because my business trade, I don't want someone who don't know nothing about my trade making decisions on it. Someone in Brussels who don't know anything about the London taxi trade. So my vote would probably be no.
We have, should we call it, member states, many individual parties, and possibly to amalgamate us as one, control us as one on every issue. That isn't a good thing. I think what makes the international community as a global thing interesting is we all have our own identity, we all have our cultures, we all have our ways, and I think those challenges are a good thing, and it makes us interesting. And to make us just one thing, it's easier to control, but is that a good thing? No, I don't think so.
Svaki drugi građanin Savezne Republike u ovom trenutku smatra da bi Njemačkoj bilo bolje bez Evropske unije.
Well, in this poll we conducted earlier this year, we see a real crisis of confidence in the European Union. People in the 8 EU countries we surveyed just aren't sure that economic integration is necessarily leading to better conditions in their countries, necessarily making people better off in their own lives. And of course, a lot of this is due to the poor economic situation that's been going on in much of the EU over the last few years. If you look at Spain and Italy, in both of those countries, you've only got 6% of the population saying that the economic situation there is good. It's only 2% in Greece, and you see low numbers elsewhere as well. The one exception is Germany, where you've got 73% saying the economy is in good shape there. So, in Germany, people are still very positive about things, but in Greece, Italy, Spain, elsewhere, very negative views about their economic situation, and I think that's driving some negative views about the whole idea of Europe and of European integration.
Eurozona i MMF ovoga tjedna dogovorili su se pak da će smanjiti grčki dug i deblokirati.
Tako da nemojte žuriti.
Increasingly, people in the EU are saying that economic integration has been a bad thing for their country. For example, if you look at Italy, back in 2009, just 41% said economic integration had been bad for Italy. That's up to 61% now, and you've seen a similar pattern in other countries as well. So more and more people saying that economic integration is a bad thing for their country. In terms of the euro, the countries that have it right now are pretty glad they don't, or the countries that don't have it are pretty glad they don't have it. Places like Poland, the UK, the Czech Republic all say it's a good thing they don't have the euro. In places where they do have the euro, there's a sense that it hasn't necessarily been a good thing for their country. At the same time, though, people in countries that are in the eurozone don't necessarily want to leave the eurozone. They say that the cost of leaving the euro at this point would be too high.
I think the Commission's view is very clear. It's not up to the member states.
Not necessarily happy about it, but they don't want to leave it either.
Koji put vodi Europu iz krize? Mjere štednje su nedjelotvorne, tvrdi sve više ekonomista, jer zemlje guraju u sve dublje recesije. Javno se saniraju dugovi privatnih banaka, teret krize prebacuje na obične građane.
Katalonske separatističke stranke osvojile su većinu na izborima za regionalni parlament, ali nisu uspjele dobiti čvrst mandat za provedbu referenduma o neovisnosti.
Neoliberalna ofenziva počela je u vrijeme Margaret Thatcher, koja je poručila da neoliberalizmu nema alternative. Konačno i Europska je unija stvorena na tim načelima kako bi mogla konkurirati na svjetskoj razini. Neoliberalizam je omogućio ponovni rast profitnih stopa, ali ne i gospodarskog rasta. Profit se povećao na račun smanjenja radničkih plaća i prava. Proizvodnju je zamijenio financijski sektor koji nosi veće prihode. Proizvodni pogoni prebačeni su u zemlje s jeftinijom radnom snagom i slabijom zakonskom regulativom. Optužbe da je javni sektor prevelik sindikati smatraju običnom floskulom.
They say that in all countries, regardless of the size of the public sector. So this is an ideological attack in order to prepare people for the attack on the welfare state. There is nothing like that. The Nordic countries have done much better during the crisis, even though they have the biggest public sectors in Europe.
U posljednjih 30 godina ravnoteža moći u europskim se društvima premjestila s rada na kapital, s demokracije na tržište sile. Sindikati tvrde da bi alternativa sadašnjoj, besperspektivnoj situaciji trebala biti mobilizacija i solidarnost protiv mjera štednje na europskoj razini.